meet that criteria, I have to hire union operators. That's the only way.
Okay, I am answering your question. Not
No,
necessarily.
you didn't answer the question. Tell me how I can meet the criteria. Just answer.
Hire an employee who's gone through the apprenticeship program.
But
They don't have to still be in the union.
how many union operators go through the program and then leave the union? They're not out there.
I don't know. Thank you for your comments, sir. If you have a comment, sir, please come to the
My comment is this.
Please.
We're going to lose the...
You're out of line, Mr. Cato. You're out of line. If you have
We're going to lose a good Plymouth Township business because of this ordinance. Is that right? Yes.
any other comments from the audience? Your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Sean Middle, I live in 465 Jefferson Street. I understand that you're elected into this position, and that you represent the community. Now, I've heard several people, probably the number of people that are up here today, and I believe only one of them was for this ordinance. And most of them are against it. If you're representing us, why aren't you listening to the people? I understand that not the entire community does not know about this, and I believe they should be informed so the people can contact you and tell them what they think.
They listen to the donors. That's who they listen to.
You're out of line, Mr. Cato. If you have a comment, come to
You know what, sir? You can.
Thank you for your comment.
Joe Gale, 628 Longpole Road. How many people in this auditorium live in Plymouth Township? Raise your hand. Okay. How many people are against this ordinance? That right there tells you something, Vince.
That's your comment, Mr. Cato.
Excuse me?
So thank you for your comment.
Were you done?
You're not done. Go on if you're not done.
He wasn't finished, you pushed him out.
And you know what? You still didn't answer. I don't care if this is public comment. If a resident asks you a question, did you accept contributions from unions from January 2010 to present? Did you?
Hey, Mr. Gale, I'll tell you.
I'm just giving you the opportunity.
Let me answer your question. This board has no place for politics. No matter what prior councilman may have told you.
You're playing politics with the people in Plymouth Township, Vince.
Thank you for your comment. This is an ordinance
That's all you say. That's your comment.
for the workers in the community. Appreciate your comment, Mr. Gale.
That's all you say. You can't answer one question. Not one person on this board, including the solicitor, knows anything about the ordinance. Okay? This is a big impact. It's ridiculous. People came up, asked you simple questions, you can't even answer it. That's all I have to say.
All right. Any other comments from the audience? Your name and address for the record, please.
James Saring, 1518 Sandy Hill. Okay.
What assurances do I have that politics are removed from the process of selecting vendors? Just like it's like.
I don't understand the question.
The question is that how much of this ordinance, let me be really specific here, Mr. Clark, how much of this ordinance is up to council to interpret when they're selecting the bidders, and how much of it is up to established standards?
What this ordinance does, as most of the municipal procurement statute does, is it eliminates politics from the public bidding process. It lays out clearly defined criteria that is known to the bidders, is known to council, is known to the public as to what is required in order to be awarded a public bid. It also makes it that if you are the lowest responsible bidder, you will be awarded that contract, whether you are from Ben Salem, Plymouth, or Conshohocken, if you are the lowest responsible bidder. The reason for the municipal procurement statute is to avoid having connected bidder, and that's why the municipal procurement statutes are in place. All this ordinance does is essentially codify that and lays out specific objective criteria for determining who is the lowest responsible bidder.
Is there any, as far as determining what is and is not an apprenticeship program, is there any part of that that's up to council? That's something that would be, something that they could theoretically rule on?
A Class A apprenticeship program is an apprenticeship program that is currently registered with and approved by the U.S. Department of Labor or a state apprenticeship agency. So there's nothing that's going to be left up to council.
Is this the same language that the county used with prison?
I'm not familiar with the county's ordinance.
I think a little more research would be perfect.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I got one.
I saw this gentleman's hand first.
Just for the record, these handheld.
Just for the others, sir, if you just give me a minute.
Okay, yeah, Bernard Grace, 316 Nottingham Place. I just went on the internet on my handheld here, and the Pennsylvania Department of Labor and Industry has 476 registered apprenticeship programs in the state of Pennsylvania. 420 of them are open shop or non-union programs. 56 of them are joint or union programs.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Cahill, you had another comment if you come to the podium?
Oh, no, man, just answer.
Any other comments from the audience? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Reiniger?
In favor.
Ms. Weiniger?
In favor.
Mr. Eisenberger?
Opposed.
Mr. Simpson?
Absolutely opposed.
And the chair is in favor. Moving down the agenda, next is the PFM managed funds. Without a call, solicitor.
Thank you, Mr. Gillen. Before you tonight, you have an investment advisory agreement. You also have a memo from Tim Freeman. In essence, this agreement would allow the township to invest our cash balances for periods of greater than 1 year in order to take advantage of better interest rates. Cash balances would only be invested in short-term securities with the federal government or federal agencies. There's a resolution whereas Plymouth Township Council desires to provide authorization for the investment of the township surplus general funds pursuant to an investment advisory agreement with PFM Asset Management LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, and a custody agreement with U.S. Bank National Association in order to maximize the township's return on its invested managed funds. Now therefore be it resolved that the Plymouth Township Council does hereby authorize the chair of Plymouth Township Council and the manager secretary to enter into the investment advisory agreement by and between PFM Asset Management LLC and the township, and the custody agreement by and between U.S. Bank National Association and the township under the terms and conditions and forms of such agreements attached to this resolution. Further resolved that the township manager, secretary, and the township finance director shall be appointed as designated persons pursuant to Section 16 of the Investment Advisory Agreement, duly presented and adopted by Plymouth Township Council at a public meeting held on the 12th day of July 2010 in Plymouth Township by Vincent Gillen, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. We heard the resolution presented by Mr. Clark. Is there a motion for its approval? Motion by Ms. Reiniger. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Weiniger. Any comments or questions from council? Any comments from the audience? Hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Simpson? In favor. Ms. Reiniger?
In favor.
Mr. Eisenberger?
In favor.
Ms. Weiniger? The chair votes in favor.